We've hired a lot of these advisors. So we go and look at who did the thing at this company that's ahead of us. And then we pay that person a lot of money per hour. And then we hire a more junior person who cares probably a little bit more about AppSumo. And then it's kind of a nice merge versus some of these like elite people that we think, one, they're not as good, and two, they're too expensive.
That's interesting that you do the advisory thing. I went for lunch with someone recently who I really respect, and he was suggesting to me, he was like, you should pair your team with a bunch of advisors and just pay them monthly. He's like, no brainer. So I'm curious.
We do it across.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we do. Yeah. So we have, I'll just break out the people. And it depends on where now it's almost everyone in leadership gets a person. So Anna, who runs people. We have Christine, who's the chief people officer from Duolingo. Moody Glasgow was the CMO of Zapier and Glassdoor. He does marketing. There's a guy named Colin Gardner. He does revenue. So he did Outdoorsy or RV Share, one of those. There's Rajatish Mukherjee. He's more like an operations. So he's kind of at a high level. Alona, who's the COO, she has someone who worked at Automatic as an advisor. And now we're thinking, even with other people in the company, how do we help them get more advisors? Because it seems like it's been for like a $500 an hour or $1,000 an hour. And the way we found most of them is we looked at for who worked at those companies, and then I just asked for a referral. It's pretty straightforward. And almost all of them came through referrals, where it's like, hey, you seem to know this person on LinkedIn. Can you introduce me to them? And if they say no, or they say, I don't know them, you can also ask, well, who else do you know that could be this role? And that's created a lot of these people.
And
I would highly recommend it.
Do you go to them like, hey, I'm willing to pay $500 an hour, or do you ask them?
Yes.
That's what you say. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we say we want to pay you. I think the best way to pay people is ask them how much they want to make.
Yeah.
So I've had people I work with and like, I want to make $1 million. I was like, great, let's get you to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
And there's people, it's nothing wrong or I just like giving people what they want. So we do offer like, hey, we want to pay you for this. And with the different advisors, they do have different rates. And it's also a different amount of hours. So like we have the CFO from MailChimp, Jenny Bloom. And so she has an hourly and, everyone's got their own hourly. But we found it invaluable. And it's kind of a cheat code because these people already know a lot of the things. Like Moody yesterday, he asked us in the marketing leaders meeting, he said, what's AppSumo when you tell someone at a bar or you're at dinner and someone's like, what's AppSumo? Every single person had a different answer. And it's like he's asking the strategic, bigger picture, bigger leverage questions that were just so tactical, I would say. So it's being with someone who's like done it numerous times to be able to really coach us.